Snow and all, man. So good. Everybody still doing good? Oh, yes. So, and how about Nicole Serrano, everyone? That's beautiful. Yes. I hope you're feeling a little bit of the Christmas love tonight. I know I am. I love singing these songs, playing these songs, listening to these songs. So good. Everybody has their favorite Christmas memory, right? If I was to go down down the aisles, you know, and just give you the mic, and if I said, "What's your favorite Christmas memory?" Most of you would have something you go to immediately, right? You would just go, "Oh yeah, I know it was when I was a kid," or maybe it's one of your kids did something, or you remember it. It usually has to do with family. Usually has to do with something messing up, or that's just the wonder of Christmas, right? When nothing goes right. And I definitely had a memory that is. Of all memories, I will never forget this as long as I live this memory. It was when I was a kid. We loved to go. My family and I, on Christmas Day, we loved to go look at the Christmas lights. The homes. Anybody like to do that? Anybody like to go see Christmas lights? Yes. Either the town square, or find the homes that are all decked out. You can tell when someone's put some effort into it. You can tell when others have just thrown stuff on the shrubs. And you're like, that's the best we can do. And so. For us, it was going to my grandmother's, and on Christmas Day, and it was the tradition, and on the way home, we would always go to see this one house that had lights. Now that'll tell you kind of where I grew up. There was one house. There was only one house that had lights. I grew up in a little town in East Texas, about 2,000 people. There's about as many people in this room as there are in my entire town. And we would go, there was this one house that would deck it out every year, and me and my brothers, we were so fired up. And it was this. I remember this one year, we were headed there, and we're in the back seat. I have two younger brothers. We're in the back seat. I can still remember we're driving a Chevy Caprice Classic. Anybody remember these cars? They're like the police cars, you know what I'm saying? The Chevy Caprice Classic. That's what we're in. We're in the back seat, and and Christmas is done, and we're heading back home. And we're going to see the lights. We're going to see that one house. We're so fired up. And every year the house has grown. You know those people, right? Every year they just keep adding and adding and adding. And now they've got stuff that has nothing to do with Christmas. They're just adding things. It's got Star Wars stuff over here, and like things, like, I don't know, it's just blow up things. It's like, okay. But the kids love it, right? And they're just like, what can we see? What are they going to have there? And I was so fired up. And we were like, what's it going to be? Me and my brothers, what's it going to be this year? And they've got trains going through the yard. And it's so great. So we're getting close, and we're headed that way. And we're getting close, and we can see the house lit up. I mean, it's one of those, it's like 10 miles away. You can see this house, kind of Griswolds. You remember, what I'm saying? And we're getting closer, and now we're noticing there's a long line of cars this year. And we are so frustrated, because my dad gets so frustrated really, really fast. And he was like, this is not good. Everybody in our town has figured out about this one house now, and now we never had a line of cars before. Why is there a line of cars? It's a long line of cars. So we've been waiting for like 45 minutes. We're getting closer and closer, and we're finally getting out close to the house. And my dad sees this guy in the front yard of this house, and he is holding a bucket, and he is putting the bucket in the car, in the windows of the car, and pulling it out when the people come by. And my dad, maybe you've had one of these dads, Christmas is over for him at this point. He goes into the speech. The speech, he looks at us, turns around, boys, this is what's wrong with America, this is what's wrong with this world, this is what's wrong with Christmas, it's all about money, they've baited us all these years, they get us in this line, we can't get out, I got a car in front of me, I got a car behind me, I can't get out, now they want money, what are you going to do? It's ruined my Christmas. He says, just ruined my Christmas. We're like, Dad, it's okay, chill out, man, let's give him $1, just something. I mean, this is a lot of effort to put these lights up, Dad, Probably God needs a little, can you imagine the electric bill? We don't know what to say. We're 6, 7 years old. We're in the back. My mom's getting a little nervous, and so we're getting kind of closer and closer and closer. And Dad's getting more and more, it's getting more and more tense in the car. That Chevy Caprice Classic is getting smaller and smaller. And it's getting more tense, and Dad, you can just you can hear that blowing off the steam. Maybe you had one of those dads. That's all we can hear. And so he finally says this, okay, he goes, boys, this is what we're going to do. He gets this idea. I don't know where this came from. He gets this idea, he said, boys, he looks around and he goes, this is what we're going to do. When we get up there, when it's our turn, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll the window down. And when he sticks that bucket in his car, I'm rolling the window up on his arm, we're breaking his arm. I'm grabbing him. we're terrified. We're like, he's serious. And so we immediately, we're in the back seat, you know, down in the floorboards. We're just looking at each other like we're going to jail on Christmas. We're just like, I can't believe this. What is Dad gonna do? We're scared to death. We're down low. We're just like, just stay low, be quiet. Just, you know, I hope this goes away. We're so scared to death. And we're getting closer and closer. My mom's like, hey, it's okay. Well, let's give him some money. And Dad's like, no, I'm gonna teach this guy a lesson. And we're like, wow. And so we're getting up closer, and as we're like the next car in line, and my dad, he started rolling the window down. And it's one of those. You guys remember these cars that you roll the window down? I don't know if you're under 30, you've never seen this, but you do this. It was amazing. It was an amazing time. It just, you did this, and the window went down, and so Dad, he's got the window down, and he's getting closer. And we're the next car. Down, my brothers and I, picture us, we were in the floorboards, and the guy comes up, and he comes up and he sticks the bucket in our car. And it is filled with candy canes. It is overflowing with candy canes. He starts throwing candy canes all over us. He's like, look at those beautiful boys in the back. And he starts throwing, how many candy canes do you want? Sir, thank you so much for staying this long line just to see the lights. Merry Christmas. I hope you had the most wonderful night tonight. And my dad, you can imagine, my dad is like, it is so quiet in our car. It is so, he is sinking down. There is no response. The guy's getting no response. And we're still on the floorboards. All we know is candy canes are falling on us. We're like, what is happening? He goes, thank you so much. Oh, Merry Christmas. I hope you had the greatest day. And my mom, and we take off. Me and my brothers, we looked and we realized we never saw the lights. We never even saw the house. We were so down. We were down here, like, we never saw the house. We're kind of looking back, oh, there it was. We missed it. And my dad, and it's one of those, we got about a 45-minute drive home.
No.
And this is all you heard. It was one of those moments, and it was understood in our family, maybe you have a family like this. It's understood, in these moments, you don't say a word. You just keep quiet. You know what I'm saying? And you know how hard that is, kind of like at church when you want to laugh and it makes it worse when you got to be quiet and water shooting out of your eyes and you're just like, I cannot hold this. I cannot hold this. And you can see, and all we can hear is, my dad, he's just so embarrassed, and we're looking at my mom, and the look on my mom's face, I will never forget the look on his own. It's like she's looking like, thank you, Lord. Thank you for this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. Thank you, God. This is wonderful. Thank you for this Christmas miracle, Lord. Thank you, God. You can just tell she is loving every second of every minute of this drive. My dad is just sinking. He is so embarrassed. I don't think we said a word for 3 Christmases, 3 or 4 years. We did not mention this. We never went back to the house. It just Christmas, we're like, we're done with that house. And it was just understood. But even to this day, like, it took us a while to kind of get the guts to say something about it. You know, my brothers and my dad. And even this day, you know, I'll go, as soon as this tour is over, I'll spend a couple days in Texas seeing my brothers. And at some point, around the dinner table, at some point, one of us will say, I promise you, we'll say, hey, Dad, maybe we should go buy that house. They might need some money. They might need some money at that house. Daddy will just be like, there's so much said in that breathing, isn't there, from dads? But as I got older and I thought about that, and I would laugh about that with my brothers, and it just hit me one day. It just hit me so strongly that, you know, what a surprise that was, right? We were ready to be somebody taking our money, and we were so surprised. And I thought, man, isn't that Christmas? Isn't that the beauty of Christmas? Just when you thought God's a taker, just when you thought, man, this whole world is set up, you know, it's just a big setup. Just in the middle of just, you know, small little town, right?